There is a very shocking video by Prophetess Celestial that I'm about to share to you today. And then immediately after, there are actually 2 more videos that I'll share just to support whatever she's going to be talking about on this video. This is going to be a full video. Actually, I've been running this expose like for a minute now. It's been in a week. If you've not watched the previous episode, I'll ask that you do, because it's actually all connected. So I've been running this expose, and now I'll be playing the full expose where she's talking about Prophet Bushiri, Alf Lukao, and so many others. So I've been seeing most of your comment section, some of you who are actually quite excited. Some of you have quite an open mind to all these conversation, and that is actually the attitude that I'll ask that you have when you watch this video. Just be open-minded. I know most of you are so much crowded with these religious acts of, actually it's like you're worshiping some of these men of God, and you cannot like accept anything that is just outside or a different thinking from whatever they have fed your mind with. But I'll ask that when you watch this video, just be open-minded and just think about it. What if what we are talking about in this video is actually the reality? What if this is the truth? Just because someone has followers, or someone is saying or looks like he's performing the so-called miracle, it doesn't really mean that he's backed up by Jesus. Jesus said that in that day many will come and say, Lord, we performed miracles in your name, we did this, we did that in your name. And he will say, go away from me, because I was never part of you. So that is not proof that whoever you're following, saying that he is a man of God, he is really a man of God. And let us not forget, before God there is the title man, so he is the man of God. So watch these videos with an open mind, and I am still continuing on these exposes. So I'll ask that if you have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit on that notification bell, because when I get to actually upload a video, I want you to be the first to be notified. I want us to be together in this, and I like to hear your feedback. I've been reading most of them. I'm checking your comment section, and I'm actually following. So later on in this video, after I've finished all the videos I'm about to play, I'll get back and then we will speak about some of the comments that you guys have actually shared on the comment section. So let us get in the video. So I'll ask that you watch this video until the end. Please don't skip any part of this video, because it is very much connected. So let's go into the video.
He also saying false teaching and false prophecy turns people into bait for sale in spiritual transactions. And this you need to know. Lives are left exposed to whoever wants to abuse or take your life. So I spoke in the beginning of how when the time of the devil approaches, these pastors will be less interested with hiding who they are. They will begin to move in bigger, more and more signs and wonders. And one of the things that they will do, I said, because the covenant in most of these transactions in the spiritual realm is blood. They're not going to pay with the blood of their children. They're not going to pay with the blood of their wives. They're going to pay with yours out there, whoever you may be that is still following after such ministries. Those who buy them, slay them, kill them, and go unpunished. And each of those who sells them says, blessed is the Lord, for I have become rich. And their own shepherds have no pity on them. Zechariah 11 verses 4-5. So God is basically saying you're going to become like Bitcoin in spiritual transactions. When they go to the dark side and they say, I want a 40,000 seater church, or I need a 3,000 strong ministry, and the spirits and the mermaids and the whoever, the warlocks, the high level spiritual wickedness sitting in the high places, some of it not even human, are saying, well, this is no problem to deliver to you, but what do you give us? Then they will say, what is the price? And they'll be told, oh, the initial payment is blood covenant from you and 40 souls. Now, how to cover up the death of those 40 souls? Well, in the real world, this is when people are on their way to conference, and then the church buses will suddenly roll and go off into the bushes, and then 7 people pass away and only 3 people make it. This is when the roof will collapse suddenly at the church, and then 110 people are taken away. Sacrifice, in other words. And what the Lord brought up to me is something so far from the past that I had to go and look it up. And he said to me, Celestial, do you remember Michael Jackson in Bucharest? It's like, what? God? What does that have to do? Do you remember Michael Jackson in Bucharest? Look it up. Yes, Michael Jackson went to Bucharest. Michael Jackson's presence in Bucharest was such a shocking and world galvanizing phenomenon that apparently, so they say, women began to have tremors, have seizures, pass out, and several people were crushed to death in that. And that brought to mind a recent situation of a young man by the name of Travis, what's his name, that was having a concert right here in the United States. So he decorates the outside of the venue with as many death and demonic symbols as he can, and yet the young people, because they're so discerning and wise in this generation, flocked to it. And they jump in there and they're enjoying the concert, and this man begins to basically chant and use hypnotic music and song. And then the young people begin to have tremors and seizures, and then several people, many of them, lost their life. And then everyone on social media, everyone is asking, oh, but why didn't he stop singing? And why didn't he stop? And someone is performing a demonic ritual, and because you lack the discernment to know that his chants, use of music, and all these things are literally conjuring up a situation in which sacrifice, this is loss of life. Whose life? Definitely not mine. Loss of life is about to take place. And then people who are so blinded in this generation are saying, why didn't he stop singing? He didn't stop singing because he wasn't singing. He was performing a ritual in which he was making his payment to bosses that most people don't know about. And it will be the same in the church. So we should listen when God is talking, because believe me, God has his people's best interest at heart. And so the names that the Lord gave me over the point of these 3 prophecies are T.D. Jakes, Joyce Meyer, Creflo Dollar, Benny Hinn, Marilyn Hickey, an African pastor who claimed to raise the dead in a very hilarious video that you should check out. His name is Alf Lakau, and also one that has deceived the church in Africa of millions. His name is Shepherd Bushiri. Others who were named in these prophecies and who have already passed away are T.B. Joshua, Frederick Price, Kim Clement, Miles Monroe, and Bishop Eddie Long. As I was writing this prophecy, the Lord added this: Joseph Prince is on the fence, and so is Kenneth Copeland. Now, long back in 2014, when the Lord first gave me these names, the Lord said that these people who are now under death judgment were on the fence. He was going to observe them for 10 years before he made a final decision about them. And now they have passed into the realm of judgment. And now the Lord adds these names, Joseph Prince and Kenneth Copeland, saying that they are being watched by him and they are on the fence. The Lord also said that various gospel stars will meet their end the same way. And that is all. I'm Celestial, and thank you for being with me. This is the Master's Voice.
Yeah, so you've heard on some of the names. So before I get into that, there's this clip here that I want to actually share to you. So this is the concert. This concert was actually Travis Scott. So you've just heard that Celestial has actually mentioned this in her prophecy, where God had actually drawn her attention to this. So she just brought this up to law. So let me just get you this video here. So no, first of all, before we go to Travis Scott, this is the video that she was talking about Michael Jackson. So Michael Jackson actually just came on the stage. This was in actually Brackenhurst, if I'm not wrong, if that's the correct pronunciation. And then you can see just his presence, just the reaction of actually people, just the presence of Michael Jackson. You can see that people were fainting. It was quite crazy, just his presence, just by him standing there. I'm telling you, the aura that Michael Jackson had was just crazy. It was just crazy. Some people say that he was like a human god, you know. You can see how everyone was going crazy. People were crying, people were fainting, like they were so overwhelmed with Michael Jackson's presence and everything. You can see. And I'll tell you how this is connected to everything that's happening. But quite the aura that Michael Jackson carried was just on another world by itself. And he used to draw a lot of people to himself. He had that. I don't know if that's a gift. I don't know what that is, but that was just beyond. It was actually beyond. It was beyond anything human. You know, it was just crazy. But the question is, do men still actually possess such kind of aura right now, currently? Like, there are people who still believe that even Michael Jackson up to date is not dead. They still believe that MJ is somewhere, like he's immortal, that he cannot die. You know, he was like a human god to some people. So what if there's still some of these men of God who have actually the same aura? Like, they just pull people to themselves, like they have whatever was going on, whatever spirit, because this wasn't about Jesus. I'm telling you, this wasn't about Jesus. Michael Jackson was not like his songs were about Jesus or anything. It wasn't about that. But what if there are men there who still have such kind of aura? They pulling crowds and doing all these crazy things. Just think about it. Just think about it, because I'm telling you, it's crazy and it's very shocking. So let me just show you a recent, probably like a year ago, this concert here this was the concert. It was by Travis Scott. So you can just follow on the subtitles here. So people were just calling Travis Scott and asking him actually to stop the concert. So you can see that people were asking Travis actually to stop the concert, saying that there was someone who was dead. Yeah, but the concert was actually going on. See, the lady there is saying that someone has actually died and asking to stop the show. So Travis was still performing. So 8 people died at let me just take that back. So 8 people died at this music festival and hundreds were injured. Yeah, so after Travis Scott took the stage, members of the crowd began pushing, resulting in multiple people passing out and being trampled. Scott did pause his performance for fans in distress a few times, but the show did not end until the city declared it's a mass casualty event. So you can see there, everyone was chanting, "Stop the show, stop the show." It was actually about time. Like, I just got crazy. An estimated 50,000 people attended the show. Just think about it, 50,000 people. And for Michael Jackson was actually even more than that. Like, there's no one who has gone ahead to break the kind of records that Michael Jackson used to have. The crowd that used to follow him actually in his concert, no one has already broken that record yet. But a number of people also rushed the gates earlier that day. So you can see that. So concert goers said medical personnel and security were inadequate. One field medic said many members of the crowd tried to help, but others made it harder to help people in need. At least 12 lawsuits have been reportedly filed against Travis Scott and the organizers for that concert. So just think about it. So these people, they come up with concerts, and people go ahead and actually even lose their own lives. Imagine a concert that you've gone ahead to pay, not knowing that you are going to lose your life. So that is what Celestial, she's saying here. She's saying that some of these concerts, these are just sacrificial concerts. They are sacrificial whatever, just a move, just to show like it was a concert. Probably it was by mistake and all that and everything, but that's not the essence. That's not it. But it's actually offering sacrifices. So she's saying that that is the same thing that is going to happen in these so-called ministries that some of us are actually part of. I'm telling you, it's quite sad. It's quite very, very shocking. But with an open mind, what if whatever she's saying or talking about, what if it is the truth? I know she's gone ahead right there and mentioned quite a number of men of God that I know we are some of us are really like deep, should I say, in tuned with them, that we cannot accept such utterances from people. But let me just ask you this. What if what she's actually saying in this video, what if it is the truth really? What if that is the truth? You know, someone said to me and in the comment section, then, okay, you are saying all these people are fake, then who are the real ones? That is very nice. That's a very brilliant question. It is very simple for you to know the real ones, because Jesus said that by their fruits you shall know them. Check their fruits. Just check their fruits. I don't know if the so-called men of God that you guys are actually loyal to, and you go ahead defending them and everything, and you can take even you can actually carry their cross. Let me just ask you, why do they come forward? Like we've seen Benny Hinn the other day, he came forth and he's apologizing. Why is he apologizing? He's been following, he's been led by the Spirit and everything. Why is he apologizing? Why is he apologizing? He's not the only one. The other day we saw Pastor Tony Evans, he stepped down. Why? Because he's saying because of past sin. Why? And the question is, what has past sin got to do with right now? Probably, I don't know how past is past. I don't know if he's talking about yesterday or he's talking about 5 years ago. What if it's a sin that he did 5 years ago? What has that got to do with the current, with him in his current state? Like, has he been with this sin? For how long has he been with this sin? Why has he? Well, so many questions about this so-called man of God, I'm telling you. So many questions. I don't know if you guys have gone ahead to watch even that movie that is called Prophet Suddenly by the Winlows, where they did an whole expose just exposing different men of God, and they actually even depicted some of their miracles from their churches. Like there's one where they took a scene, like in that scene where that lady was being asked to come on stage. I don't know if you guys have seen that. You have not seen that. It's actually a video I did. If you just go to the channel and you'll be able to watch it, you'll see it. So there's one part where they called a lady to come on stage, and then now as now that man of God was trying to actually prophesy to this lady. So this lady was actually saying the opposite. She was like, no, that's not me, that's not what happened and everything, and it looked like it's a prophecy on a miss. But behind the scene, behind that all took place, we saw that that man of God had an argument with actually the person who was in charge with all these actors. So she was an actor, really. She was supposed there to act. But since they had the disagreement with the boss, there's no way that she could go ahead and support that prophet. So she just tried to make the prophet look bad, and it became a big scandal. We've seen that. Like if you check if you check on some of the videos, there are videos there. You've seen men of God who have made amiss prophecies that have been amiss. So before you take your wholeheartedly and you're there and you're trying to fight for these so-called men of God, that is not the gospel. Fighting for men of God is not the gospel. The gospel is about Jesus. It's about taking the gospel to the end of the world. So you who you're there and you're trying to diss me out here, you're like, yo, you know, why are you talking about this? Why are you talking against about this man of God and everything? That is not the gospel as well, yo. That is not the gospel. But here, I'm just telling you the way it is. I'm just saying it the way it is. So I'm going to let this slide at this point. I'm going to I don't want to do a very long video, but there's so much that I like to share with you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to continue with this expose. Actually, there is a man of God. There is another man of God who has just quit. And that is quite mind-blowing. So I'll do that on the next video. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on that notification bell, because we are not about to stop. I'm going to expose it. I'm going to call it the way it is. I'm just going to do that. Because I've been manipulated. I've been manipulated. I know what it means to be manipulated by a church. I know what that means. I know what that feels like. I totally know what that feels like. You know, church is always part of you when everything is okay, when you have the money and everything. But when you start now to face life, when now that evil day turns up to you, that is when so many people actually draw the line. That is where now the church draws the line. That is where these so-called men of God you're all defending draw the line. But when everything is okay, definitely you'll be appointed even as leader. You'll be leader of this, you'll be leader of that. You'll be the one who will be called to do announcements, to do whatever. But when things hit rock bottom for you, I'm telling you, that is where they draw the line. I'm telling you, that's for sure. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section. What do you think about the names, these names that Prophet Celestial Prophetess has called out? Let me know what you think about them. And if you want me to go in detail and actually just show you more about these so-called men of God that she has called out, I will like to know, and I'll do that. So stay blessed. See you in the next video.